Hi, Honks and Lusciously. Love the pod. It's the only one I listen to.
Don't say lusciously.
Everyone's triggered now. Okay. So basically, my mans and I have been together about a year / a year and a half, depending on if you count the time we were casually dating before making it official. I keep catching him in lies, not just little stuff. It's always about sex and other girls. He's never fucked somebody else or even fooled around on me. But it's
Wait. Sorry. This is a woman writing about her boyfriend?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always about sex and other girls. He's never fucked somebody else or even fooled around on me, but it's shit like me finding his ex's porn on his phone.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Having a big falling out. A few months later, finding out he was talking to some girl about hooking up when we were just starting to define our relationship. A few months pass. Then it's always another weirdness. The most recent is him having posts on IG of sex worker thirst traps. Of him saving posts on IG of sex worker thirst traps.
Okay.
We have a very active sex life and be doing freaky shit. So I'm at a loss of what is making I'm at a loss of what is missing that keeps him causing to have a wandering eye. I'm a thick bitch and older than him, but still a baddie, okay? So it makes me really insecure that he consumes this media of girls who look nothing like me, aside from the fact that we have similar aesthetics. He likes alt bitches. It's super frustrating because aside from this issue, our relationship is perfect. We never fight until something like this is uncovered. He's an amazing partner. He's always there for me, helps around the house, and runs errands for me. Like, picture perfect partnership aside from his constant lies that always lead back to sex. He has told me that I'm all he wants and he doesn't know why. He has told me that I'm all he wants and he doesn't know why he does these things. He doesn't want to be open. He doesn't want to act on these things. I just don't know. I feel like I should leave him, but I truly do believe he's my soulmate. Am I a fool for giving him the benefit of the doubt for so long and staying with him when he continues to break my trust and emotionally traumatize me and crush my confidence? Thanks for reading. I look forward to your show every Sunday for entertainment while I fuck around on my day off. Thank you so much for writing in and for saying that. That's really sweet.
I've got so much to say about this. I have so much to say about this. You are dating a classic sex addict. He's a sex addict. I mean, that's what it is. He is sex love addict. Sounds more like sex. And men fall more into the SA category. It's not anything that you're doing. It's not you. He's an addict. This is what people do. And it's like, probably, I'm sure that he does feel guilty about it, but if he really does have this like addiction, like, does he struggle with any other addictions? Doesn't matter if he does or doesn't, but like, this is obviously a big one.
I knew reading this was going to bring up some stuff. Yeah, it's really, it's so complicated because I'm sure like when he's like apologizing to you and whatnot, of course it's genuine and whatnot, but because he has this sickness, it's not going to get better until he goes into a program or yeah.
So I urge you, you should honestly look up the 12 steps of what, sex addiction looks like. Look it up and see if he won't be able to do anything until he actually identifies. But for your own state of your own peace of mind, I would urge you to research what it is to be in a relationship with a sex addict that could give you some tools on how to emotionally navigate this situation. You're not going to be able to change him, but you will have to figure out what your emotional boundaries are with it. And if it's something that you can't put up with, then you have to leave the relationship because with any addict, you trying to urge them to change won't happen until they come to that conclusion on their own. So look into how to be in a relationship with a sex addict and what the signs of sex addiction look like in men.
That is motherfucking excellent advice.
Can I bring up one thing?
Yeah.
Because I went through this exact situation.
Perfect.
Really?
Yeah. And I was addicted to the porn and I would watch it in secret.
And you've identified as somebody who struggles with sex and love addiction.
100%. And I would watch it secretly and I would hide it from my partner. And when my partner found it, she would be very upset with me. And it really did put a strain on the relationship. I'm not going to say that any of it's okay, but what I do want to bring up is that it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to stray from the relationship.
Yeah.
I think that he's addicted to porn and and he's addicted to the fantasy and literally the brain chemicals that it gives off.
Yep.
but I really don't think, if everything else is great.
And especially if you guys are like having active, like a very active sex life.
Yeah.
Right.
The more you get down on him, the more he's going to feel shame and pull away.
Right.
So I would just be very open and honest.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like you're being open and honest, and that you're letting him know that it bothers you, and you would think that's going to be enough for him to make changes. It's probably not. You kind of need to either accept this and accept that it's going to carry on until he realizes that he needs to make a change, just like Gabby said. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, we're dropping bars.
So you either need to accept it or not.
Or create your own boundaries,
which also brings up Al-Anon. Like I dated a porn addict and a sex addict at 2 different points in my life, and I loved both of these people very, very deeply, and I really empathized with what this person was saying in her story, because it is really hard, and it's hard not to take it personally, especially when you don't understand addiction. And like, I mean, this is a common theme. We were just talking about that. This is a common theme, and I've only been in like Al-Anon for like almost 3 months now, but for my entire life, I've always tried to control people. I've gotten in their fucking business. I go through their phone. I try and like make up a plan for their life. It's like, it's exhausting. It's disheartening.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when they're not following through with the plan that you want, it's like, it just kind of ruins like your whole, it's like a cloud over you. And that is not if you're going to be in a relationship with an addict, exactly what you were saying, you have to learn to like put up boundaries and like, learn like, okay, like everything is great, but is this something that I can live with? And if it is, okay, fuck yeah, awesome. And if it's not, then you're going to have to walk away, because it's not fair to them or to yourself to be so micromanagey and controlling, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it comes from a place of love and care.
And sex addiction is a very real thing. And I know it's hard for people to like fathom it, especially if they don't struggle with it themselves. But it's
especially men with porn, because it happens so young.
Yeah, and like Lee was saying, it triggers it triggers the dopamine, you know, like his neurotransmitters are like wired to get like serotonin from this release of watching porn or blah blah blah, or the shit with his ex, you know, like he's wired to like have that gratification from that.
It's literally a high.
It's high. He's getting high off of sex and porn or whatever it is. So it's very real. It's not a thing where you can like, it's hard, because I think that what we've also seen in like culture is like, oh, it's the classic thing of the wife being like, you can't stop cheating on me, and what is it about me, and you're fucking wrong, and blah, blah. You know, that's so not productive for getting to the root of the issue. And if there's is this somebody that you really love, and that's somebody that really loves you, and you guys like want to like stay in this relationship and work on it, there are ways to do it. But I would say that you're dealing with somebody who really does struggle with sex addiction. He may or may not be able to recognize that. But it sounds like that's 100% what it is. Look up the 12 characteristics of a sex addict and see if he identifies.
And maybe that's a way to approach the conversation with him. And maybe be like, listen, I've been looking, it really bothers me, and I just want to bring this to your attention, and see if he identifies with it.
Yeah.
And see how receptive he is, because I think that's also like a good marker for like how to proceed.
Yeah.
You know, and that if he's like, oh no, then he's not, it doesn't mean he's a bad person. It just means that he's not ready to accept his addiction.
Which is where then you have to, that's where you have to be like, do I stay or do I go?
Yeah.
It's admitting that he's powerless. And if he can't do that, then it has to be like, okay, then can I continue to feel this bad about the behaviors that he's engaging in?